have still been doing a deep dive into Florida and what's going on. So the first video I'm going to show you is from the perspective of an insurance man. The second video is talking about what's going on as far as the trucking industry, the trucking industry boycotting Florida and their supposed boycott. The third video is from a woman, and she is talking about the perspective of the people who cannot leave Florida, who cannot flee, that might be disabled, poor, or otherwise just can't go. So watch all three of these videos.
I want you to watch this video about Florida and its drama, child, and we are going to talk about it from an insurance agent's point of view. I'll be right back.
Present day, May 12th, 2023. Not a shingle being laid. Not one worker in sight.
Get to work, gringos. Here's your job.
This roof should be filled of migrant workers having a good time, joking around with each other, and getting the job done. Pero no. No hay. Se fue. No Florida. Strike June 1st, 2023. Tampa, Florida.
The law has not even gone into effect yet. Supposedly, if my memory serves me correctly, it's July 1st. But imagine the people that have an open homeowner's insurance claim, the people whose houses are being rebuilt as part of an insurance claim, or the people that have been told by their insurance company that their property has defects and it needs to be fixed before the policy is renewed or their policy is being canceled. Imagine those people that have mortgages and they cannot get insurance because their house isn't insurable. They're now going to be forced to pay what's called mortgage place insurance. That on average starts at about $500 a month, and it does not protect the interest of the property owner. I haven't touched on the impact that's coming in terms of agriculture, because the insurance industry, we do sell insurance to farmers, right? But if my memory serves me correct, we don't insure or pay a claim out just because the sitting governor passed a law impacting their labor, which means that your grandmother and your great aunt or great uncle will now be paying higher prices for their bananas and tangerines, even if they live in the state of Washington. The more I look at this, the more I'm reminded of the story of the fox and the scorpion. Now, who do you think is the scorpion in this case?
Truck drivers are now calling for a boycott of the state of Florida. Latin American drivers from all over the country are coming together to boycott. Approximately 20% of truck drivers are Hispanic, and most of them are independent contractors, meaning they get to decide what jobs they do, not a company. The effects of a boycott like this would devastate Florida. Florida agriculture is a $7.7 billion a year industry. They literally produce almost 40% of the entire country's citrus. $400 million in strawberries. Do you know how strawberries are harvested? By hand. And who do you really think is picking those strawberries? I give it 3 weeks. 3 weeks before Florida's economy completely starts to collapse. 100% support y'all, though. Let us know how we can help.
Y'all understand how when the Titanic hit the iceberg, there were a bunch of people in the lower levels of the ship, like poor people, people with kids who didn't even bother trying to go up, elderly people. You saw it in the movie, but, in real life, people that didn't even bother trying to get up to the lifeboat level because they knew the number of lifeboats that would be going out wouldn't be enough for everybody, and that they were going to prioritize the wealthy people going out on the lifeboat. So they didn't even try leaving because they knew leaving wasn't going to be successful for them, even if they ran all the way up to the top. There were a bunch of people who did try and get up to the lifeboats and then didn't get on because we're not prioritizing everybody, women and children. We're really prioritizing rich women and children, but we'll let you put your poor child on this boat and send them out as a Hail Mary maybe, and that's the most we'll allow. You're going down on the ship though regardless. There's nothing you can do, so you can hope the ship doesn't go down, but if it does, you're gonna be on it. You understand how that was the reality for a lot of people as the Titanic was going down. There was nothing they could do to leave the boat. except just jump off into the water and hope. If they were going to do that much, they could jump off into the Arctic waters and hope. Okay. So America right now. So Florida, so Tennessee, so America as a whole right now. You need to understand there are a lot of people who cannot leave and will not be leaving. All the escape routes that you are planning cost some amount of money and need some amount of fallback. And even with the amount of people that you do see fleeing, those are just the people who can afford it. There are people who would be leaving their families behind. There are people who would be leaving everything that they own and everything that they've ever known behind. And there are people who just do not have the ability to do that. The poor can't do that. The disabled can't do that. The elderly and people with small children can't do that. They can't afford that amount of traveling and they can't afford that amount of stress. We won't be leaving. So when you talk about your plans for how you think you're going to fix everything in your life by just escaping on your own, that's good for you. But you need to understand that there are a lot of us who, if this ship is going down, will be going down into the water with it. And so it's really important to us, at least, that we try to not sink, that we try to not let the boat go down. Because if it goes down, we're going down. You're like, I've got a lifeboat. I've got a plan. That's good for freaking you. We don't. Can you just try and keep that in mind?
I have been in the comment section of the people talking about what's going on in Florida. This one, South Florida is already feeling it. They can't get gas tankers to deliver gas. It's been 7 days. And this next person that I circled at the bottom says, I am a freight broker and I feel like rates to Florida are going to skyrocket and companies won't want to ship anything to the state. This person says, I'm afraid the fruits and veggies won't make it to the trucks because all the migrants are leaving. The food will rot in the fields probably. Understand, when food prices skyrocket this summer, there is a reason, and it starts with Florida. This person says, I'm a truck driver and I won't go to Florida. This person says, my husband is a truck driver. We live in Minnesota. His company has decided not to take Florida loads. This bottom person, we canceled our vacation to Florida, not giving that state one penny. This person says, I worked in a field one time picking bell peppers. I was out there crying the whole day and never went back. Field work isn't easy. Christine says, I could never work in the field in the hot sun. No way. I have major respect for all that do it. And then the next person getting a little snippy. Imagine how my people felt by your ancestors. So I agree. This person says, on top of that, their pay is ridiculous. So they work fast and they work long hours to make a living. It's called exploitation. She says, my in-laws work in their farms in Mexico all day, every day to make so little. And they do this and they work after 60 years old. And then the next person says, especially the roads and construction. They do the best work and they are detailed. Think of all of the people that are doing this work and if they are in fact leaving. This person says, that's how Republicans gain votes. They make things so bad and blame it on Biden. They know how to rig the game to their advantage. They are really going to start saying that Biden is to blame for this. Acres of tomato and grapefruits are drying up in the Florida sun with no one to harvest them. Tomatoes are about to be $10 each in the U.S. So if you like things that's like spaghetti sauce and salsa, you better get some jars and start hoarding them because prices are about to jump and fresh vegetables are probably going to be scarce soon. This whole thread, construction, farming, hospitality. These are industries that are about to get hit. So I just want to, not to mention kitchen, servers, stock taking, roofing. Watch businesses close down because they do not have the workers. Yes, I am watching this situation like a hawk. It is crazy. My algorithm is all Florida. Y'all get in the comments and tell me what you think. Like, comment, share.